Okay, let's recap to everybody. So I'm back in Texas, of course. You can see that. I'm up at the house that we did already. So let's recap. So I think I saw everybody that I said I was going to see. And then I got a bonus of Zen Mommy and Storm. So first I went to Baton Rouge. Wonderful place there out on the farm. Great camping site by a river that was spring fed, so it was ice cold water. It was very tasty water, but it was cold, and it was beautiful out there. Absolutely beautiful. And then met a lovely couple, both star-seated. Very interesting takes on both of them. But I think at the end of the day, the one that follows me the most, I think she had a pretty good time with my visit, was able to do some straightening up, some Naya feng shuiing on her world out there, and I think she's much happier. She had some decisioning to make, and I think she made it. And so I'm happy to see that, so we can see each other much more before we get to 5D. It was very interesting with the other half of the couple. He was very, very good at helping me with my car issues. And the mechanic was wonderful, and yeah, I really felt at ease whenever I took off. No, let me have that. Knowing that I would be in a safe car. So, we both, I think that trip was good for both of us, me and the car, and the Baton Rouge couple. Yes, it was very, very interesting. Very, very fun. Yeah, a little bit tiring, but not bad, not bad. So I think I did good work there. I believe. Plus, I also am going to pick up a puppy from them, so I have to go back and get him. So I have added another member to my household. Yes, indeedy peedy. And then I gave them a feather, and I'll be bringing them a rock, sort of. For the feather rock scenario, which I think I've already told you guys about. And then I went to Michelle's house, which she had prepared quite nicely. She told me while I was in Baton Rouge that I needed to touch base with the Native Americans, which I did. And I went to her house, and it was full of all kinds of magical creatures. And with her, I was able to go to the ocean, get in the ocean, and that was wonderful. And then went off with her and did the ayahuasca experience, which will bring you guys loads of information to come. Plus, she was able to gift everybody from then on out. Her and George, he did a nice gift to everybody, and she got her feather, and I'll be sending her stone from DeSoto Park. And she was hung up on a couple little issues that were causing her a great deal of pain and anguish. And I found those, and she worked on them beautifully. And as far as I can tell, she is just between that, me having a talk with her, and then her ayahuasca experience, Nayahuasca experience rather, then she is doing exceptionally well and pumping out the paintings like crazy and talking to people about these magical creatures, which I definitely wanted her to do, to understand that there are people out here that really want to hear about these beings, and she can see them much better than I can, and she interacts with them on a daily basis all the time, where I'm more spread out. So yes, I think a lot of people that before I got there, when I got there, they were sad and unsure of what they wanted to do. Moving forward, have changed that completely. I know Baton Rouge, she was very sad and really was unsure which way she wanted to go with all of this. And she made her decision, and I left her much, much happier, which I love to see you guys happier. Of course, I will go either way with you. What you create is totally up to you. But, yeah, it was sure nice being around my Louisiana sister when she was happy. So, happy and well rested, right? Happy and well rested. So then Michelle, and I did get to meet her husband, wonderful guy, and they have potential to create some pretty magnificent thing if she decides to go there, and if he decides to go there as well. So what they've got to offer is pretty magnificent. I didn't know that that would be possible, but it is in the realm of possibilities now. So stick with us, stay tuned. Yeah, because Michelle and George have some interesting creations. When they do create it, I will, of course, let them share it with you guys. And then I ran off to Jeremy in Tallahassee. No, in Tampa. Actually, I was in St. Pete, and he was in Tampa when he wasn't with me in St. Pete at the KOA campground. Beautiful campground in St. Petersburg. And, yeah, I showed up there, and he was really a lot. The biggest thing with him was confusion, and he was unhealthy. Very unhealthy. So we tackled his issues, hopefully made him feel better, and then also did ayahuasca, which affected him strongly. He definitely was there for a long time, and he got to check out a lot of stuff. And he does have a video that he made with us, but maybe it's over on his site or over on the Naya Family Collective. Anyway, I'll try to get it and put it on this channel for those of you who do not follow the Family Collective site, so that you can hear from him. And Baton Rouge are shy, so you're probably not going to hear from them. They're pretty shy. So, but don't have to worry about that. They are a part of our group very strongly, and she's been here, I think, almost from the get-go, supporting me financially and with energy as well. She's been very, very supportive. So that's been wonderful. So also, she's a very good cook, extremely good cook. And he's just very, very handy. I don't know, he could just probably do a lot of stuff. Anyway, back to Michelle. And no, back to Jeremy. And then Jeremy was probably, of everybody, he was probably the most intense. He is very curious about getting things worked out on every level. So when he decided to go do more ayahuasca, he definitely went intensely into what is going on in his life right now, and he'll tell you that. And he learned a lot, and he got a message directly from his higher self and Gaia and ayahuasca, which I'll let him tell you what that message was. I can't remember if it was in the video or not. What are you doing, though, girl? Here, let's chew on something else. Oh, chew on this. There you go. Chew on that. Okay. So, but normally I don't pass on messages like that, but it was specific to the ayahuasca experience, and they were very clear that he was not listening to them. So they wanted me to get right in his face and tell him something, which I did not want to do. But yes, she's pawing me. She's pawing me. So anyway, I told him I didn't want to tell him, and they insisted and wouldn't stop screaming in my head, so I did tell him. But I think he has incorporated that into his life already, and it is working much better last time I heard. Hopefully I will hear from him again shortly. And really, his ayahuasca experience and then my message really kind of focused him. So he kind of was off dealing with all of that. So I went ahead and took off and went over and met Grace. And Grace, it was interesting with Maria. I've been calling her Grace because that's the first name. I think Grace Marie on her channel. But when I met her, Grace was appropriate for the third dimension, but it's not appropriate for where we are and up. So I'm going to call her Maria. You're supposed to softly roll the R. So I'm just going to say Maria because I'm trying to talk, and I'll practice the R rolling later. And Maria is, where I'm strong, she's weaker. Where she's weak, I'm strong, and vice versa. So we have a picture of us taken together. I have to have her put that up if I don't have it. We probably both have it. And it would look like, puzzle pieces that are mixed together. Now, Jeremy has this friend from when he was young that they play together, And they're like that. They're like a puzzle, except Maria and I have not spent any time together. And here, why don't you go play with it? Go get it. Maria and I haven't spent any time together. What we do, we talk via higher selves all the time. We have since we met. But when we were in person, we just really clicked really, really well. And we laughed, we cried, we binge watched Sense8. We went shopping and food. She's a really good cook too. And we drank this tea called Mata. And they put it in a cup. She didn't tell me these rules until at the end of the visit. But there's a cup, and in the middle of it is loose tea, really good tea. You guys know how I like tea. And then she carries around this thermos cup that's full of boiling hot water. And then she'll pour the boiling hot water over that loose tea. And there's a metal straw on the side of that cup, right? And she'll ask if I want tea, and then I'd say yes or no. And I'm not sure if that was right. But anyway, what they do is they take that cup and you sip on that straw. And at the bottom of that straw is like this little sieve thing that keeps the loose tea from going up in the straw. So you drink this tea, and then you set it to the next person. And what they do is they're in a big circle, kind of like hookahs, where everybody's sitting in a big circle and they're smoking the tobacco. Well, this is with this Mata tea. And they pass it from person to person, round and round and round. And when it gets low, well, pour more of that boiling water on top of it. Well, there was only two of us most of the time, so I didn't see that passing thing. Well, evidently, when you don't want any more, then you say, tell me if this is right or wrong. I'm pretty sure it's you say thank you. And that means you've had enough and they're to skip you whenever it comes around. I'm not sure if there's a word for, well, I want back in or not. We'll have to ask her. But anyway, we drank that, and she made Argentina food for me. It was really good, and I forgot how cheap seafood was whenever you're on the coast like that, because it was so inexpensive. Couldn't believe it. Really, really good too. And then we talked a lot, and she taped a bunch of it, so I'm either going to get those tapes and put them up with our picture, if I can figure out how to do it, or I will listen to the tape and make another video on the point. But I would like for y'all to hear Maria's voice too. And then we went to the ocean, but the ocean was trying to get people out of it. They said there was some kind of bacteria, and they wouldn't allow Inca on the beach. And the vibration there was very low. I immediately got agitated and annoyed and irritated because it was so far off where I was. And we went through this little town called Lake City. She lives in West Palm Beach, but she was really close to this. I think it was Lake City. Anyway, it's a very artsy town with all these antique and art shops. And what they're doing there is they're building these buildings. And in the top part are living spaces. They're very nice. And in the bottom part are glass front storefronts. And what they're doing is they're trying to get artists to come in. And they will co-sign or guarantee the loans for these places for you to have a place to live and a storefront if you will show your work as an artist. Isn't that a smart idea? I think that's a really smart idea. I just wish that it was cooler there. So anyway, we had loads of fun. And her house is full of all of this stuff from around the world and full of her paintings. It was absolutely awesome. The feel was really, and just like the pictures of her videos out there out back. And Michelle's place where she does her videos, that's her patio area, and it is just covered with these giant plants that started like a year ago that were tiny babies 6-inch long, and they're like giants now. And I didn't show you this, I didn't do a video. I'll have to have her do a video and show it to you. But in the office, which could have been a dining room, but now it's an office, there's this really giant plant that used to be like, a foot long. And it's huge. It's like grown up in this. They have very high ceilings in there. And it's grown up in there. It's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, had a lovely time with her. And right before we left, we real quick did paintings for each other. And then they had to dry, and then she had to put the cover on it. And then she's going to send me the one she did for me. And I'm going to leave and I left the one, this is Michelle, the one that I made for her. She's going to put it in her bedroom so that we'll be energetically tied together. And then she got her feather. Then Jeremy got his feather. And then Grace, now move back to Grace, Maria got her feather. And Jeremy gave me this necklace. I think I already told you guys this. Isn't that beautiful? That necklace right there. And he gave me, where's my amethyst? Oh, it's up here. It's up here. I don't know if you can see it. See that amethyst? As a matter of fact, if you pan along here, this is stuff everybody gave me on my trip and before. And I've even got, for when I went up on my other trip, I've got some lip gloss that Christy gave me. I've got a GoPro camera that represents Jeannie, because Jeannie gave me GoPro camera and a bunch of stuff to go with it, and a notepad, computer notepad thing, and vape for smoking inside, and all the stuff to go with them. And so I've got her represented with that camera just sitting there. And then Tara gave me some fancy, really, really nice perfume. And she gave me, and Tara, I don't know if you saw it, but the angel you got me is up there. And Tara gave me another, like this little tripod thing for the GoPro camera. And what else? Oh, she bought me some boots, which I lost in the move thing because they didn't make it. Anyway, long story. But anyway, I've got representatives of all the gifting. And then Grace gave me this multicolored. I think you should have been able to see it when I showed you the amethyst crystal. But there's a holder for stick incense. And it's really brightly colored, all different colors, beautiful. And then she gave me some lotus incense, which I've almost gone through already, Maria, because I love that stuff. It is so, so nice. And then I met Seth, and Seth showed us how to do a dance, which I'll put that up. But I've got to figure out how to get these videos up, moved over. And then Seth had given me some oils, really, really nice oils, to go in like this for aromatherapy. And I've got them represented up there with the group. And then Seth, I've got a video where Seth and Maria are dancing together. It is awesome, by the way. And I think that Simone's and Mommy and Seth and Grace are going to get together and hang out with Seth's dancing people. And Seth teaches little kids how to dance too. Also, I just met a new person today. Her name's Sarah, and she lives right now in Sarasota. So hopefully she'll be in contact with me more, and I can get you guys to meet her as well. Jeremy, she's only like an hour away from you. So in Tampa, I guess, and she's only a couple hours away from the West Palm Beach group. So yeah, it'd be nice if you guys could all meet in the middle somewhere. And she's got a stone and a feather. Miss Sarah does. We'll get to that in a minute. So then I got to touch base with Seth and give him a hug, which is really what I wanted to do, is just give the young man a hug. I just love his energy and his actions and everything. And I wanted to make sure that those guys all met each other. Then, of course, I met Zen Mommy, or Simone, and she was nice enough to share with me information, really, and allow me to give her little prism son a big old hug. His name is Storm, as most of you know, and we're pretty good friends on the other side, Storm and I are. And so that was fun. Got to see him in person and gave her her feather. Her and Storm are together in that feather, representative of that feather. Had a great time with Simone, and she is moving so fast and really, really working at getting this stuff done. So I'm very excited to be talking to her. She didn't watch my videos as much as some of the others of you guys did, but she was new to waking up, and she wanted to wake up authentically to herself. So she has also done ayahuasca and is doing really well with that. I think as she goes, she can look around a little bit more, and it's going to be she's going to have a lot of new information from a new perspective to be able to share with everyone, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. Then I left the day that Maria's daughter was coming in, and I got to see her daughter and her son as they had just come out of the jungles of Peru. So, and then her daughter was coming to stay with her for a couple weeks, and then Maria's mom and dad are coming for a couple months. So again, she will be kind of busy along those lines. So yeah, it said, oh, by the way, with Maria, that lady, she just kind of, you know how I tell you guys that I can hardly pick one foot up and put it down, that I have a hard time just walking around day to day. Well, it's like Maria's feet never touch the ground. I mean, she's just like flip, 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 butterfly, butterfly. Just moving really fast, and literally it does not look like her. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, did you eat those? Oh, no. Oh, I think my dog just ate about 200 Pepsid. I'll have to look that up. He really won't have an upset stomach for a while. Should probably throw him up here in a minute. So anyway, her feet don't touch the ground, and it was really funny because she reads vibrations too. And a beautiful woman, of course, but you guys have seen that. So we just had loads of fun and talked, and our conversations were different because I would say a few words and she'd understand what I was trying to get at. She would say a few words, I'd understand her. So again, it was another one of the situations where we just say a few words at a time and go back and forth. And she is very, very fast at that. So we were able to, but there was a little bit that she had gotten hooked on that she was having trouble with. So we found that, fixed that. She was very, very happy for that to be solved, that problem to be solved. And she's got a clearer picture. Not because she's not good at what she does, she's very good at it, but sometimes it just helps for somebody else to see it with another set of eyes, really, and you hear it from somebody else. It makes sense. And like I think I said this before in a video, but in her case, she thinks her English isn't very good. I think it's very good for Italian and Argentina, all over the world. I think she does a really good job, but she doesn't think so. But she does say, but that keeps her talking down, so she's very succinct, which means that she'll very succinctly state what she wants to talk about, and usually it's in very few words, less than 10 words, so it happens very quickly, and then I know what she's talking about, and I answer her succinctly, because you just respond how somebody's responding to you. So it was able for us to communicate very quickly, and I think we've got that video up. Anyway, I've got to sort through all of this. I cleaned up the car and put everything up, and still got some laundry to do, but now I have to sort through all the videos and all the notes and such that I took. So then I left Maria. I'm going to go with Maria. Grace Maria. Anyway, I left her and went and saw Zen Mommy and Storm one more time. I was trying to catch Seth one more time, but I had to leave. It was about 10:30, and I had about a 6-hour drive to get to Tallahassee, so I had to leave. So I barely missed Seth, unfortunately, but I gave him a hug from afar. And then I took off and went to Tallahassee, as you guys know, where I met Daniel. Goes by Halifax on YouTube. His real name is Hannafan, and I think saw his art. That's one of his pieces that he gave me, a piece of art. And then I'm going to see Sam Klein up in DeSoto, and Miss Sam Klein, I wanted to show you that because that green flashlight that you loaned me, I still have it. So I put it up there with the group stuff. And we did really well with Daniel. Daniel was very, very sad, very sad, and and Jeremy was very frustrated and confused, but he was sad too. And both of them, after it was over, after the Naya was over, they were much, much happier, much happier. And Jeremy couldn't stop smiling, except he's got stuff that he needs to do, so he's forever, doing his stuff. Whereas Daniel pretty much went from being really sad to almost a state of euphoria for days. As far as I know, he's still on it. So I told him to keep reconnecting with it to remember. And so, because he really was, well, what's the point? He was like at the hopeless point. So he saw what the point was and saw things from those higher, less dense areas, home, etc., and had a pretty good healing session with ayahuasca as well, and he did exceptionally well. And then I went up to DeSoto, and then I left because Inca was not doing so well, and I just got a really strong feeling that I should leave. Then I came back, and I just missed Sarah, and Sarah's the one that came up from Sarasota, and Sarah from Sarasota. Sarah from Sarasota. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, Sarah from Sarasota. Oh, that's cool. And I had a really nice long visit with her, and a really, really lovely lady. Hopefully she'll start watching the videos and commenting, because I think she would be good in the group. I think she would. The videos would help her, and I think she would be good for the group as well. So I had a long visit with her, and I'd already given Sam Klein a feather and a stone to give to her, because I already had connected with her higher self. So I knew that she was a part of the group. So everybody has a feather. I'll be sending everybody their stones, and then there will be kind of this energy vortex in that area, the southern area. And the northern area, guys, there is a vortex. It is a little wonky, because what it goes to is it goes from Chicago, where I set that up. My Dominique was my hostess there, and she gave me her mother's scarf when I was there. But the vortex it goes back and forth from being really big, going from Chicago to New Hampshire to New York City to Jersey in this big vortex, and then it'll drop down, and it'll just be in New Hampshire, New York, and New Jersey, filtering, filtering, filtering. And that vortex is really, because you guys have a lot of energy there. And Dominique is doing a lot of work, so sometimes she's higher and sometimes she's dealing with an energy that she's playing with and creating with that's a little bit lower. But the northern aspect of that vortex is very, very, very strong, guys, because you're dealing with a lot of, defractaling, as I could say, in your day-to-day life. That's going on. And the anchor to that is definitely New Hampshire, where all of that nature is. And you just kind of use all of that nature that's up there to try to defractal a lot of New York City and New Jersey, using a lot of the high vibrations that are in those two places, especially New York City, because there is a lot of happiness there. It's got some defractaling, a lot of defractaling that needs to be done. And New Jersey is getting it defractaled as well. And that's true with south all the way across. There's a giant energy vortex that's doing some defractaling of more what you see day to day. That's what those energies are for. They also can be used by each and every one of you, or anyone that calls on them, because, when two people come together, then basically their energy can get 3 to 5 times stronger. And it will do that, whatever you require. But there were a lot of people, 11 people in that circle, something like that, 11 or 12 with me, that are in that circle in the south, and all of that goes together. Plus, you guys can pair off individually inside that circle-ish type thing, and it will give you a boost of energy. Also, anybody that's listening to this could call on either the north or the south energy, and you can kind of use it It's kind of a booster, like a B12 shot or laying out in the sun or whatever it is you want to call it. Okay? So, then I made it home, and yeah, got a lot to do now that I'm home. So, I just wanted to update you guys, and I wanted to say thank you to all the people who helped with gas money, all the people that helped with car problems, everybody that helped with hosting someplace for me to stay, and who cooked for me wonderful meals, provided food for me, took me to gigs so I could hear them sing, taught me a dance like that. Yeah, well, let me hug on their prison child. All this stuff that all of you've done, the people that I visited, and everyone else who pitched in and helped me with gas and fixing the car. Because fixing of the car, and a lot of you guys helped with preparing for the trip altogether, because there was a lot of time and money involved in preparing to go. Now, I didn't need most of the camping supplies that I bought that cost a good portion of that money, but nonetheless, I'll be able to use it later, so it's all good. But all of the support that I've had in getting all that ready, I was much, much appreciated, and I love you all so much. And when I'm in your area, please come and find me and come visit. I think it is to your advantage to have sessions and to see me in person if you can do so. Because although I got a lot done in the sessions on the phone, I've now talked to enough people in person and sessions and with emails that I know the difference of how we connect and what can be done. And certainly in person is the best. It definitely gets fixed and dealt with the fastest. And a live session with me is definitely the next to the best. Sorry I can't get to everybody, or I certainly would. But yeah, definitely the results with everyone was absolutely phenomenally amazing. I was just really, really surprised. And I enjoyed the trip tremendously. I think I saw everybody that I said I would see, and everyone in the central part. Well, we'll catch everybody else when I'm around you. Okay? All right. Again, big thank yous to everyone who helped me prepare and during my trip. It is much appreciated. Absolutely appreciated. I love you guys so much. Huge hugs, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye now.